My next treasure, in the heart of northern Greece, opens a page in the playbook of ambition. Aigai, a capital of the ancient kingdom of Macedon, boasts the biggest palace of all classical antiquity and one of the most spectacular archaeological treasure troves ever discovered. I've come here in search of gold and the true story of two of the most iconic and dynamic kings from the ancient world. Philip II of Macedon and his son, Alexander the Great. These men were determined to take over the whole of Greece and beyond. Philip's political and military ambition was matched by his cultural and philosophical vision. And as he was conquering Greece, he was also building a massive new headquarters for himself right here. The centerpiece was this palace, 2 stories high, spanning 12,500 square meters, with ceremonial rooms enclosing a splendid courtyard that could host 3,000 people. The first of its kind, this cutting-edge design was a model for the future. Lead archaeologist Dr. Angeliki Kotaridi has given me exclusive access to the excavations. So, how long have you been doing these excavations here?
We started 2007 with the works. That was a huge excavation and is still running, as you see.
Yes.
We have even today found. Unbelievable, yes, that part here, this Ionic capital here.
How lucky am I to get to see this?
You brought us luck.
So it's a capital, so this is for the top of a column.
Yes, it's off the top of the column. It is a special capital, very important one.
Look at the decoration on it, that's beautiful. You see, isn't it brilliant? Because can we imagine Philip being shown the plans for this and saying, what do you think of our design? I'm sure he would have had an opinion on these details.
Of course, he had discussed everything. He was a genius. This is an amazing building because it has no predecessors.
No.
For the first time, the ancient Greeks have seen something so big. You can put 3 Parthenons here, actually. It was the biggest building of classical Greece, and it dominates all the area of central Macedonia here.
Yes, and you really get that sense up here that you're not just king of the world, you're top of the world here. The palace was designed to impress all comers as a potent centre of power. Philip hosted hundreds at a time right here in lavish drinking parties, where ideas and plans were shared. A kind of cross between Camp David in the USA or state banquets in Buckingham Palace in the UK. So this is an incredible space.
Okay, quite high.
So this is the real entrance here?
Yes,
yeah.
the door.
Fantastic.
Big one, 6 meter high.
Wow. Wow. So that would be quite a spectacular entrance. And what a beautiful mosaic. Look at that.
A carpet for the eternity. Made by stone.
A carpet for eternity. That's what a lovely idea. Well, so what would this room have been used for?
A banqueting room.
Okay.
We have the couches around,
yes.
Gold and ivory couches.
Beautiful.
Imagine, here we have Philip, Aristoteles, Alexander, Athenians, people from other Greek cities as well. All the guys, which we know from history, sitting around, drinking wine with water and discussing philosophy, politics, the new world, which they want to create.
I mean, that is just mind-blowingly brilliant. And I can imagine thinking of those conversations that have happened, as you said, with the wine and the kind of candlelight, it would give you the ambition to think, I'm going to go and change the world. And in Alexander's case, I'm going to go and conquer the world.
The history is so thick for 20 years almost. Now, everything happens here.
Amazing.
This is the absolute heart, not just of Macedon, of Greece and of the world, actually.
Yeah.
All the development happens here. Here, yes. It is the womb who gives birth to everything.
Incredible. I'm at the site of Aigai in northern Greece, a seat of power for Alexander the Great's father, Philip II. In October 336 BCE, Philip invited the leading VIPs of the day here to Aigai to celebrate the lavish wedding of his daughter, Alexander's sister, Cleopatra of Macedon. As part of the show-off festivities, the king hosted games in the theatre. The spectators crowded in.
It all began with a procession of glory here at dawn. Statues of the 12 Olympian gods were processed in, followed by a statue of the king himself, making a point that he too had divine power. Philip had actually dismissed his personal bodyguard to prove that he was protected by the goodwill of the Greeks. Philip walked in alone, dressed in a beautiful white cloak. But suddenly, an assassin sprang forward, somebody who'd been loyal to him before, and stabbed him under the ribs. In front of the horrified crowd, the king fell dead to the ground, and now there was a new king in charge, Alexander the Great.
Alexander buried his father right here at Aigai in a vast burial mound, in a ceremony of unparalleled glory. 17 months later, he set off at the head of his army on a relentless 11-year campaign, conquering territories from Egypt to modern-day Afghanistan and India, exporting Greek culture to Asia, the Middle East and North Africa. Across the centuries, 90% of the royal tombs at Aigai were looted, but then a miraculous discovery. Deep in this mound, undisturbed burials, including that of the great king, Philip II. Hailed as the find of the century, the treasures in the tombs are breathtaking. Philip II's shield of ivory and gold, his gilded armour, his gold oak crown, the heaviest and most impressive from Greek antiquity. Nearby, an exquisite ivory of Dionysus dancing, and perhaps most spine-tingling of all, a pure gold chest containing the bones of the king. The miraculous discovery of the tombs and their treasures give us a unique window into the lives of two of the world's most powerful and influential men.
This is just the most remarkable place because history is being physically brought back to life. And Aigai is one of my wonders, not just because it tells us about the power and ambition of Macedonian kings, but because it reveals a very human story. From Philip II's grand designs here, to his brutal death, to Alexander's filial piety reflected in all that beautiful gold. This is somewhere where you can really feel the emotional currents of the past, and where you get to meet personalities who went on to shape the story of the world.